Today, a customer said, "Why is my iced coffee cold and why does it have ice?" I work part-time as a barista at a coffee shop. Today at work, a woman ordered an iced coffee. I heard her tell the cashier that she wanted an iced coffee, and the cashier entered an iced coffee into the POS. I don't think there was a language barrier because the customer spoke English fluently. When the customer received her iced coffee, she complained to the manager. The customer said, "Why is my iced coffee cold and why does it have ice?" When I ordered the iced coffee, I expected to receive a hot coffee with no ice. Can you remake it? I don't understand how these people function in society. I wonder what she thought an iced coffee was. The coffee shop offers plenty of hot drinks if she just wanted to order one of those. Edited to add, she ordered Vietnamese styled iced coffee from the cold drinks section of the menu. The drink has ice and has zero warm liquid at the place that I work at. If you prefer to make it with warm liquid, do what you want. But that's not how it's made at my workplace. The menu literally says this is a cold drink and it has ice in it. The menu also states how it was prepared. Please help me get a YouTube play button by subscribing. I want to sell it for scrap and buy Jaeger bombs, thank you. The time when I confronted a customer about their tipping. Hey there. I hope I'm not in violation of Rule 9, but I just wanted to share with you the time I confronted a couple about their tipping. It's kind of a long-winded post, so here we go. So my restaurant is the fanciest place in town. We are the most expensive place in town with the cheapest menu entree starting at $18. The restaurant is locally owned by a couple that actively take part in the success and day-to-day of the restaurant. We specialize in food made from scratch and fresh seafood. We present wine professionally and use good decorum. I make great money where I work because of our generous patrons and our higher menu prices. An 18-20% tip is the normal and it's a standard in our eyes for the service we provide. There was this couple that came in on a certain day of the week when we had special shellfish specials. They would come in, run us ragged, keep us from our other tables by talking our ears off, and order only our discounted shellfish specials. Among other things, they weren't our favorite. The cherry on top was the tip they left every time was around 5-10% of their already discounted bill. We have a small staff and we are all extremely good at what we do. I know how to take my lumps when I've done a poor job. We all have those days, but that wasn't the case. Finally one day I had enough of these guys. After they paid and I picked up their signed receipt, I noticed another 10% tip. Now the husband that owns the restaurant told me that he once received a poor tip after doing an excellent job waiting on a table years and years ago. He took it upon himself to ask the table if there was anything he could have done better or provided to them to make their experience better. They said no and asked why. He simply explained that the tip they left for him was a direct reflection of his service and it made him believe he did a poor job. That is exactly what I did with my cheap couple. I asked if I could have done anything better or if they had any problems with my service. Could I have made their experience any better for the next time they came in? They said no, that I was great. Why? I told them the same thing, that their tip was a reflection of the service I provided and made me believe I could have done more to make their evening top-notch. They scoffed and said that they always tip 10% no matter where they go. That was the end of that, and I just restated that I hoped they would tell me if I could have done anything better and that I wanted them to have a great night. They left and the next day emailed my boss to complain about me. The wife backed me up and restated that their tip was a direct reflection of my service and that it was a fair question. They finished the email by saying they never wanted me to wait on them again, thank God, because I didn't want to wait on them either. They gave the restaurant a 2-month hiatus but returned again. The next time they came in they left 20% for their server. Same with the time after that. And after that. Finally one day, it was just me and the bartender working. Owner was out of town and the bartender was managing that day. The couple walks through the door, sees me and almost walks out. I greet them like nothing ever happened, and since I was the only server on the floor I waited on them. The whole time I treated them like every other patron and didn't think about giving them bad service because I let bygones be bygones. They weren't difficult, and since I remembered them I predicted their needs and brought them early and in a timely fashion. Think tobacco, extra bread, cocktail forks, refills, butter. After their meal they paid and I got 20%. I thanked them for coming in and told them to come back soon. Moral of the story is that it didn't take much to educate a couple about modern tipping standards. I may have offended them in the moment, but I think after seeking validation from their friends and family, they were then told that what they do is wrong. A point to note is that I'm very fortunate to work for a couple that takes pride in their restaurant and stands up for their employees. If you think you'll lose your job for speaking up, then don't take my advice or seek new employment. But all it took was to phrase the question in a way that made it about the customer and their experience. Not that they were cheap and I didn't like their tip, but that maybe their experience wasn't as great as I thought it was. I get cheap tippers sometimes, but don't confront them. It happens. I work in the restaurant industry. I have only said it to this couple because they return and nobody wanted to wait on them anymore. So it didn't matter if they came back or not. Sometimes my boss says after a rough table that they just weren't our customers and to fire them as our customers. Sometimes you just need to do the hard thing and see how it goes. Thanks for reading this far. Have any of you done anything like that?